Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Tables, Ladders, and Chairs. I'm your host, Eric, joined as always by T. T, how are you tonight?
I'm doing all right.
Good to hear. Good to hear. Sorry, everybody. We jumped on a little early because we're going to be heading out pretty early. Yeah,
Or I'll be stuck at home.
Well, I'm going to get ready to go downstairs, eat some dinner, and watch the Sixers game as it's the Sixers Nets tonight. But that's not why we're here. We're here to talk some wrestling. The road to WrestleMania, I think, got a little clearer on Monday, and whereas it looks like now Stone Cold Steve Austin's going to be a guest on the Kevin Owens show. I'm assuming it's going to break down into some kind of brawl, and it's going to end with Austin giving KO a stunner. I wish it had been as I'd originally thought, a match, even if it had been like a street fight style, or like maybe Austin jumps Kevin Owens in the entryway. Yeah, they fight there. It doesn't last very long because it's not like Stone Cold's in like wrestling shape. That's what I was hoping it was going to be. Is that they'd at least build it as a match, even if it was just going to be, basically just a street fight, and in the end, it only lasts a couple minutes. Maybe Austin wins, but do you think we're going to get? Like, I'm assuming it's going to get physical. Is that what your thought is too?
Yeah, but it looks like they're billing it as a match. We'll see what happens. Well, I'm sure they'll do both. Kevin Owens show, and then that'll build up to a Mania match.
Yeah, I would assume so. I wonder if what they'll do is maybe have that on Saturday, the KO show, and then it turn into Steve Austin's going to face him the next night, at night 2.
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
Yeah,
Stone Cold on both nights.
Hey, I'm all for a double dose of Stone Cold.
Hell yeah. No pun intended.
That's the way I should have phrased it. If you want a double dose of Stone Cold Steve Austin, give me a hell yeah. So yeah, that is that the most exciting part that you've seen so far for WrestleMania?
Well, besides the whole Lesnar Reigns thing, probably, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the part I'm most excited for.
I mean, and we're also getting AJ Styles versus Edge.
That's going to be a nice little dream match.
An evil Edge.
I love it. I absolutely love it. AJ kind of been starting to play like a tweener. I wasn't sure if he was a babyface or a heel. Now this really solidifies him as the babyface, and I feel like Edge has gone very heelish.
As he should.
Right. Yeah. I mean, this makes sense. You let Edge do the the Welcome Back tour, and now it's time for him to go into character, be a heel, because look, he's said it numerous times. We don't know how long this is going to last, how much longer his body's got in him. I'm assuming he doesn't want to be a broken down old man wrestling, like, as much as, look, and I know it's sacrilege to be a WWE fan and say anything disparaging about The Undertaker, but let's be honest, like, he wasn't The Undertaker for, like, the last 4 years. Like, at least. I mean, right? Like, he hadn't, he hasn't wrestled full time since, 2011 or 12?
Yeah.
So, I mean, which was his last world title run. And he goes in the Hall of Fame, and he deserves it. He's on the Mount Rushmore of WWE. But, like, I don't think any of us want to see Edge go down that route where, like, he can barely hold himself together, and every year, like, say around December or January, he's trying to duct tape himself together so he can go for one night, against any young up-and-comer or, whoever. I'd rather, when it's over, and it's okay.
I'm surprised he's still going, because I thought 2020 was going to be, like, it. heavy little
Well, I
Royal
figured he
Rumble.
was going to hold on for at least an event in front of a live crowd.
But hey, he's still going, man.
Yeah, I actually thought SummerSlam might have been it. Yeah, when he got to wrestle at Allegiant Stadium against Seth Rollins, and they had that great match. I thought, man, if you were going to right away to go out, that would have been it. Like, he has the kick-ass match against Seth Rollins, gets the win at SummerSlam, and then out the door. But, we get, and maybe WrestleMania is it for him. You never know. I mean, it'd be a great send-off, have a great big banger against AJ Styles, because sure, there's like he's worked with Roman, he's worked with Seth. Like, this would be working with AJ. Like, who of the guys that are ready to work with Edge do you want to see more? I mean, maybe Finn, Kevin Owens. Like, those are two guys that I feel like he could still work with. But as far as guys who are ready, like, obviously, like, if one day Riddle's ready for him, that'd be great, or Austin Theory or Damian Priest. But none of those guys are ready right now. To not to go up to the Edge level.
He could do something with McIntyre. That'd be fun, but
okay, yeah, you're right. Drew McIntyre, that could work. But yeah, Finn, Kevin Owens, Drew McIntyre, those are really kind of it. That's all I really, if I'm holding on to him at all, that's all I'm really holding on to him for. Is for those matches.
Yeah, I mean, nothing else left to prove, really.
Right, like he's done it all. Like, and look, I could be selfish and want him to hang on and keep going and going, but like, I feel like that's all it would be, is just me being selfish and me just wanting Edge to stay around just so I can keep getting more Edge matches. Okay. Let's talk about some of the other matches that we haven't discussed yet in some of our previews. Drew McIntyre, King Corbin, or I'm sorry, Happy Corbin, or Baron Corbin, or Constable Corbin, or Constipated Corbin, or whatever he's going to be called this week. So Drew McIntyre, Happy Corbin. This is going to be the end of the undefeated Happy Corbin. Which I guess yeah, that's what they've been starting to build, is that he hasn't lost since converting to Happy Corbin. Which, whatever.
Cool.
Right. And it's like, all right, I guess that's cool, but like, all that means is I think now you're just setting up to who's going to be the guy to break that, and that's going to be Drew McIntyre. I think it's going to be at WrestleMania. Like, Drew's going to beat him like he stole something. And then, I mean, that's got to move him on into the championship picture, I would assume.
Yeah.
Unless he's going to take some time off and then go for the because he's still worried about his neck injury.
That would be interesting if they give Corbin the win.
It would be. And does that tell you, like, if Corbin were to win, because you assume that I don't even know when that match is slated for, if that's Saturday or Sunday, but if Corbin were to win, to me that would say, does that mean like we're going to eventually get Brock Lesnar Corbin? Like, if Brock Lesnar were to keep the title, or even Roman Reigns and Corbin. I mean, they fought each other before. I hate the two heels fighting. Like, to me, I never get into that. Seth Rollins was more of a tweener, and so I was okay with that match. And okay, but speaking of Seth Rollins, because I know we don't have long on here, I want to get going soon. But Seth Rollins, do you think we're getting anything? Is he going to be the odd man out, like, of the whole road to WrestleMania? Right now, there's no path for him, and which is, I think, weird that they've kind of built this as like, now you have to create some path to WrestleMania. It's just you have a match, you create the story. Like, there's a storyline, it leads you to a match at WrestleMania. I don't understand this whole path to WrestleMania.
Well, hopefully he's not going to be part of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Yeah, which I haven't even heard if they're doing that or not. Have you
Might
heard
as well
anything
not.
about it?
No.
Unless they're going to make that like because last year it was on the SmackDown before WrestleMania. I wonder if that's going to become the tradition and they're going to just start making it on the SmackDown before WrestleMania.
Might as well. I mean, give more time for the Mania finishes.
Yeah, and I wonder if they'll do something like with the put the women's battle royal on the Monday Night Raw before WrestleMania, and put the Andre the Giant on the SmackDown before WrestleMania. There we go. We solved it. And it looks like aren't Ruby, right? Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley are going to be added to the women's tag team title match.
Tell they had nothing better to do.
Yeah, it was probably like, oh crap. Like Liv Morgan's been getting a monster push. She's really over. And Rhea Ripley's awesome. What the hell are we going to do with these two ladies? And so I guess they said, I guess we'll put them in the tag title match against Selena Vega, Carmella, and the two former bad teammates. So I guess are we just forgetting about the Sonya Deville and Naomi rivalry now? I guess they had their blowout, and that's history.
I guess so. Unless they have Sonya Deville interfere in that match.
Which at that point, that's overkill. Like, if you weren't going to make it, like, to have them have their big showdown at WrestleMania, at this point, what were you even doing all that time? Like, and then you're going to have what? Are they going to face each other in this blowout on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown? Or WrestleMania Backlash?
You never know.
Yeah, I guess you're right. You never do know. To me, it's like, okay, you build this story for so long. If you're not having it end at WrestleMania, if you're going to have it end after WrestleMania, that seems stupid. But then again, this is WWE.
Sure.
I want to circle back to Seth Rollins. I saw something earlier, and of course, this would all ask you to buy into the idea that Cody Rhodes is coming back to WWE. Would you sign up for Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, I would too. I think that'd be an awesome match.
I mean,
I don't think we're getting it because I don't think Cody's coming to WWE. But if Cody does come to WWE, I think that's the match you start him with. Is Cody Seth Rollins WrestleMania?
As long as we're not going back to Stardust or however that.
No, God no, God no. No, please, God, never, never. I hated it then. There was at no point that I thought Stardust was over.
Or maybe dashing Cody Rhodes.
See, I was more okay with dashing Cody Rhodes than I was Stardust. Because it was acknowledging that, women thought he was good looking. I remember thinking to myself, and just, at the time, thinking, well, I guess he is, a good looking dude. Not that I really, know how to think of that, but it's like, all right. I mean, I guess he's good looking enough, go with it. But then the whole beauty tips and I actually really dug the disfigured Cody.
Oh yeah, with the paper bags.
Yeah, I was really into that character. All right. We're just about at 15 minutes, and I know it's not our normal broadcast, but before we get out of here, any thoughts on, say, Roman Lesnar? I know we're about a month out, so if you had to pick, well, a little less than a month, if you had to pick right now, who's winning at WrestleMania, Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar?
You can go either way. I just hope there's no stupid shenanigans.
Well, it's wrestling. There's going to be some stupid shenanigans, but I hear what you're saying. I do also hope that we get a clean winner.
Just make it good. Like how they had Lashley and Lesnar. Don't do a finish like that.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Oh, what about the idea of Lashley as a run-in the finish?
That's a notable exception. So we could set up another Lesnar Lashley match.
Exactly, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, even if it's just like Lashley's only cleared for like light contact, and so maybe you have him come in and deliver a chair shot and help Roman Reigns get the win. And so it sets up for like say Brock Lesnar, Bobby Lashley at SummerSlam. And this time they get like a real legit one-on-one match, like with where they can have a clean finish.
Yes, by all means, you can do some shenanigans then.
All right. Hey, we found a way to compromise to get some shenanigans in. You're gonna have my shenanigans. But yeah, I feel like Roman's gonna win, and I feel like he should win. It's his time. He's still running. Man, he is running so hot as a heel. Like this would be his second WrestleMania in a row, the entire time consecutive as the champion, and now he'd walk out holding both titles. And I wonder if it would just be a complete unification, and we have no, we unify the locker rooms. Maybe they announce it like within the few weeks on Raw or SmackDown, and they unify the tag titles and the women's championships. And I'd be excited about that. Like I think it's time to do that, and like because we've been saying they don't have enough stars, and they certainly don't have enough stars to support two shows.
Yeah, they do not.
All right, so guys, we're going ahead and get out of here. I've got to go watch the Sixers and the Nets and boo Ben Simmons. Everybody, have a great night. T, anything to add before we get out of here?
I'm gonna attempt to play WWE 2K22.
All right, have fun, man. Let me know how it plays, and I'll consider. I'm going to be considering getting that soon.
Alrighty.
All right, have a good night, everybody.